Hello, everybody. Happy February. I already see people on here, so that's pretty awesome. Welcome to the February takeover video. I am Susan. I am Kassiah's sister. And a couple years ago, I decided I have all her logins and I can just take over her channel if I want. And so I do, once a month. Sometimes it goes well and sometimes it goes funny. So hopefully today is well and funny because we all need a little bit of both in our lives. All right, guys. Oh, Siah, hi. How's it going? How's Davy Wavy? Today I decided to make this bag that I saw and I thought, ooh, I love that bag. Well, guess what? When I cut it out, it was a million pieces and I thought, what am I doing? And I slowly worked through it. I got overwhelmed. I get overwhelmed just when I see a lot of pieces. I think, oh, it's too many pieces. I can't do it. Too bad. But then I thought, no, Susan, get yourself together. So I did one piece at a time. I worked at it. And it actually sews together beautifully. So this is the Rachelle by Shamballa. And there are three options. It's like option A, B, and C for how you connect this front part. The one I did on my practice is option A. The one I'll be doing today is option B. So it has this flap that comes over and it's got, and you just kind of put this inside the loop. Just a minute. It's hard to do it one-handed. Isn't that so pretty? I love it so much. And then you could do a magnetic closure for the top or a recessed zipper. I chose a recessed zipper on both my practice one and the one I'm doing today. So that it looks like that. And then the inside, you can kind of do whatever. It calls for a couple different things. I went ahead and did a welt pocket without the cover. So it's more like a slip pocket, that part right there. And then another slip pocket I just added for funsies. And then a zip. So there's 3 pockets on the inside. It's nice and big. I can actually fit my laptop in it. My laptop's not super huge, but I can't fit it in there. And then the last thing I need to do is I need to make a crossbody strap for it, which I haven't done yet. Because I haven't quite decided how I want to do it. So I used these little prong D-rings, and I think I put them the wrong way. Siah, did I put them the wrong way? I think I'm supposed to put them like this. Tell me now, because I'm going to fix it on the next one. It'll still be fine, but I'm thinking maybe I was supposed to put them the other way. Whatever. I did try piping on it. You notice that there's piping. You don't have to do piping if you don't want. But if you saw my January takeover, you know that my thing for this year is getting over things that seem hard to me, and piping seemed hard. I did it. It was not that bad, so I thought I would do it again. You can do it either way. Okay. All right, so for this bag, I used Mora Faux from my Handmade Space on this part here. And then this brown is Tulip Bee Faux Real. I think this one is, my mind just left me. Someone will know what it's called. And then this is from my stash. I have no idea. And then the inside is this gorgeous, gorgeous Smoothie Smooth. So, anyways, that was my practice bag. I'll be giving this away in our Patreon raffle next week. So I'll get a crossbody strap done for that. Oh, it also has a zip pocket on the back. So really lots of great things to this bag. I like the way this part all goes together. I can't wait to show you how this all goes together. So, are we ready to rumble? Saddle. Yeah, it is Saddle. I don't think it's Teddy. I just can't think of the name. Okay, so this bag, okay, how honest do you want me to be? It took me all week to make because, once again, it was very overwhelming to me to see all the pieces. But then once I made it, I was like, oh, okay. So I prepped a bunch of things so that hopefully this won't be a week-long video because no one has time for a week-long video. So I will take you through what I did. If I prepped anything beforehand, I will explain what I did. That way, if you want to also do it, you can. And it won't be a mystery. All right, let's do it. Okay. Oh, Sammy from Shamballa is here. Sammy, love the bag. I'm super excited to do this bag. I was telling everyone it seemed overwhelming at first, and then once I did it, I was like, oh, the pattern is so beautifully written, really easy to follow, great pictures, great explanations. So really cool. So these are the handles, and I went ahead and pre-made the handles, and I put boning in my handles. I bought boning for another project, and I thought, ooh, that'll be good. So I put boning in them, and so I thought I would just show you really quick what boning looks like. I just got it from Amazon. It's a quarter, it's like a quarter inch. I went ahead and put tape on the back of one side, and you can see it's just like boop, kind of plasticky. Okay, so I have a 3-inch wide piece of fabric. Let's pretend it's really long and it's going to be a handle. All right, I've drawn a line down the middle. I'm going to just fold the edges in. This is how I made these handles. So I'm just going to show you one section, and then we'll put the handles aside. It's fun to do the handles first, get them out of the way. Yeah, her patterns are amazing. Some pattern writers, I feel like they speak my language and I can totally understand them. And Shamballa is one of them. Okay, so once you have it folded to the middle, now you've got what? 1.5 inches. Okay, but we're making 3/4 inch handles. And so we're going to fold them again. But before we fold them again, I'm going to take my boning. I'm going to take the tape off. And I totally guessed how to do, like how far to go to the edge. I didn't want to go all the way to the edge because eventually we have to fold it over a connector and rivet through it. And I just thought it would be too difficult because it is pretty hard. And so on the handles, I left clearance on both sides, a little bit of a clearance. And so you would just put this down the center of one side and then you fold it. And then you sew up the edge that is folded together first. And then I like to come down the same direction so my handle doesn't get all funky. So now I'm going to come down and I'm going to put a stitching on the finished edge just so it's matchy-matchy. And that right there is how you put boning in a handle. And so if I go like this, it go bunk. Ooh, that was not good. So that's how you make the handles. And so the finished product looks like this. Okay, so there you go. I guess let's go to the trash. Anyone want this? Okay, trash. All right. So, well, here's the thing, guys. This is me guessing about the edges. So someone else might be, that's not how to do it. That's fine. You're probably right. So the fabrics I'm using for today's bag are this one from Love Lola. Look at that. Isn't that so cool? And then I'm using Mora Faux from My Home and Space. And then a lot of the stuff I'm using today is Tulip Bee. This one is the Wabi Sabi Tulip Bee. So all the accent pieces on this one are going to be this green Tulip Bee, and this one's faux real. And when I get to the lining, I'll show you the lining. I have my materials stacked in piles in order, so I don't want to get them out of order. Okay, so for this first step, you're putting together the front panel. So you have 2/2 of the main panel ready to go. You have the center strip. You're going to need this top accent. I've already pre-drawn some lines. One line is for a drop down line. That's for later. And then the other line is for me to fold up so I can make a finished edge. So I have those lines pre-drawn and some tape. And then I have these two little corner accent pieces. And what I've done on this one is I've drawn the fold line and I put some tape on it. And I've made some cuts in it since it's curved so we can fold it down. So we'll do that part together. And then the last thing I have, this one's called the bottom connector. And I have a line drawn with tape on it. I'm going to fold it in just a minute. All right. So this is our front panel that we're doing. So first thing you're going to do is you're going to take your, doesn't matter which side actually. Okay, you're going to put your center, I don't know what it's called. It's called something. Sammy, if you watch this, I'm sorry. I actually make up my own words often. I don't mean to, but I do. I'm going to call it the Center Beautifying Panel. It's going to go in between your two main panels, and we're going to go right side to right side, just like this. And we're going to sew down. Siah's Amazon list is dangerous. I'm sorry, I'm not even looking at comments. Here, I could tell you what it's actually called. I could actually look it up. Attach the front panel center to the front panel side. Oh, this is front panel center, and this is front panel side. So official. Let's do it. And you know, I love messenger bags, anything that's officey, anything that's duffely. And to me, this looked like it could be a classy office bag. Real classy. I think that's why I was drawn to it. And turns out it is classy. All right. Once you've done that, you're going to fold your seam allowance. No, I can do this. Towards the center, and you're going to top stitch on the center portion. You can use contrasting thread. You can use matching thread. I'm using, I think it's Holy Guacamole color from Siah on the whole bag, whether I'm sewing on the black or the green. Figure it's a good contrast, and it also matches. If you want to be extra and you're not on a live video, now would be a great time for a double stitch. I'm just saying, it would look real classy. Okay, so I've got that top stitch. Now I'm going to do the same thing on this side. And you want to make sure your curved ends are at the bottom. That's how you can know. Okay, so you're going to go right side to right side, clippity dippity. And I'm the worst at keeping up on comments. If you ask me a question and I don't answer it, ask it again and again. Okay. That's funny. Everyone's purchasing things from her Amazon list. Okay. Siah, what you got on there? That's so interesting. All right. Next side. Second verse, same as the first. Right sides together. And then we're going to flip and top stitch. Nope. Yep. Okay. I always have to make sure I'm flipping it the right way. Nope. Everything's fine. There's nothing to see here. Okay. What am I doing? Just a second. Just a second. There it is. All right. I want that underneath this middle center panel portion. Oops. Okay. So now, see, it's pretty large, right? So you've got this front panel. Now, the next part of the next part of this, you're gonna have to like choose option A, B, or C. Okay. because that will determine what you do next, okay? So I have this bottom portion. Now, I am going to tell you that in order to have the buckle, there is one modification I made. I didn't have a buckle in the right hardware color that I wanted that was 1 inch, which is what it calls for. So I'm using a 3/4 inch buckle instead. So I had to make a couple modifications, and I'll tell you what I did. Okay, this is the bottom connector piece, and instead of cutting it 2 inches wide, I cut it down to 1.5 inches. So when I fold it, it'll be 3/4. Now, did I do this on my practice one? No. Am I making this up right now? Yes. Okay, so we're gonna fold this in. And when we fold this one in, we are not going to top stitch it. We're gonna do that top stitching when we put it on the actual panel. So it's all stitched at once. I'll show you. I can't really see my center line. Is that a problem? Kind of is, actually. I have a little song in my head right now. Dun dun a little bit. You'll be a clown by now. Still standing. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm very teachery. Am I too teachery? At least I'm not telling you to. Sit up straight in your chair. Sit up straight. Come on. You want to play your instrument. You got to sit up straight. You can sit however you want when you sew, ladies. However you want. You want to chew gum? Go for it. I would never allow that in my class. This tape that I have is really being very naughty when it comes to my faux reel. It doesn't like it. I think it's just older tape and I need to get a new roll. Okay, you silly little thing. Now, what I'm going to do real quick is I'm going to mark my, thank you guys. I'm excited about this one, and I'm excited about this colorway because it's very me. I was going to try to do like a pink one or something, you know, for the people, but I've decided I am the people. All right. So I've got the centers marked. I'm going to put a little bit of tape on the back of this, and we're going to top stitch it down onto this center accent panel. Now, remember, this portion, you have to pay attention whether you're doing option A, B, or C. If you're doing option A, you don't do it this way, which is the way I did it on my practice one. In fact, I'll show you the difference. Where did I put my bag? There it is. Option A called for me to put a little strap loop on this, fold it under, rivet it on, and tops, and then stitch it on so it doesn't go all the way up. Okay, so this is a little bit different because this is calling option B, and this is calling for us to just stitch it on all the way up. So just figure out which one. That's right, no chewing gum with wind instruments. Are you kidding me? Oh, I went and taught someone's band a couple weeks ago to help them out. They wanted some ideas and help, so I'm like, yeah, I'll come for a day. And it was driving me crazy because there were students chewing gum, And I was just the guest teacher, so I didn't want to like make the students feel stupid. So I'd say things like, "Hey, if you're chewing gum, go throw it away. I won't call you out." And I'm saying that because someone's chewing gum, and then they would just sit there and stare at me. I was like, whatever. If you were my student, oh heck no. Okay, so I've matched up my centers, and I'm going to go ahead and top stitch my black bottom connector, which is what this is called, the black portion in the middle. And this is a full reel, the black foot reel. It's probably called something fancier than black. It's probably called Dark Midnight in the Middle of the Winter or something, but I like to use, they give you an option to use 4 different materials on this, or you can just use 2. So I use 2 greens and 2 blacks, or you could use 4 different colors altogether. I think I want to go the same direction. Did I? Maybe I didn't go the same direction. Oops, whatever. Once again, if you're not doing a live video and you have a little time to spare, a double stitch would look so good on this. I'm just saying, it would look really good. Especially because that green thread. Ooh, baby. Obsidian. Of course it's not called black. It's called obsidian. Hello from Mexico. All right, so once you have that on, your front panel's looking like this. All right. Now I do need to make one marking on this. And I have to make sure I'm doing this right. Give me just a second. Hold, please. Hold, please. Yes, that's correct. So there's a marking. Option B says that I'm going to put a magnetic snap on this black part. And so before I get going too far, I want to do a marking so I can come back and do that in a minute. Okay. It's on the pattern piece, but it's also measured out. Okay. Got that. Now we're going to take this top accent piece. And this is the one where I have 2 lines. One line is for the drop down, which I don't have to worry about right now. This other line and tape is for me to fold it up. Now I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to put clips anywhere that it's curved. Did I already do that? No, I didn't do that. Because in order to fold it up, if you clip your curves, it'll just go a little bit better. Clip, clip, clip. And just don't clip more than halfway because then it will show. I say that because I wonder if I just clipped more than halfway. That's okay. It's nothing that a little double stitch can't cure. You know what? That's everything. Nothing a little double stitch can't cure. Okay, and then the straight part will be fine. I'll come back to this the curved part. Clip. Sometimes I think maybe I overdo it. Maybe it doesn't need a million clips, but maybe it does. Did you ever think about that? Okay. So we're going to fold this bottom edge up now to make a finished edge. I've already put tape on here just to save time. Take all the tape off, or the paper off. Okay, and I'm going to start in the center and go out from each side. Okay, here's my curved part, which is all clipped. Makes it nice and easy. When it curves the other way, it's a little crowded, but it's all right. Boop, boop, boop. Boop, boop, boop. It really is. A double stitch is everything. But I won't do it for decorative purposes on this video for the sake of time. However, if there's a mistake that needs to be fixed and double stitching is the answer, well, I'm not sad about that. All right, now I'm going to take my seam roller and just kind of make the edges be beautiful. Be beautiful, you. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to put some tape for this next part. You don't have to tape this next part, but I found that it just helps it not to slip. Okay, I'm just putting tape right along the top, and I'll put some clips on the side. And we're going to tape this top accent piece. And I'm just lining up centers. And you might have to, so I can tell it's not coming to this side. So let's see if I'm off. Yeah, we're going to move it just a little bit. Just a little bit. You can make it if we move. Okay. All right. And now I'm going to clip the sides on just so it doesn't move. All right. And this is I really love this. So what we're going to do now is we're going to do a top stitch along this folded edge that we just did. All right. Let's do it. I have one little piece that wants to fold out. Get in there, you. You cute little thing, you. Let's go really slow around the curves. Okay. Now, you know, I put those little clips in the curves. And so I am going to check to make sure that none of these little portions are going to come out. Nope, I did good. Okay. So now you have this. So then what you're going to do is you're going to flip it over and you're going to pull these two layers apart, and you're just going to take your scissors and you're going to cut off the main panel. Not the accent panel, but you're just going to cut off the main panel. And if that tape that you put on gets stuck to the accent panel, just pull it off. Sorry, I paused because I thought, whoa, I'm cutting through this strap, but I guess that's right. Option B, option B. I have to keep telling myself which option I'm doing. Slightly different. Okay. So you cut it off. You have this in the front, and now you've taken off some of the bulk in the back, and you can see your line that's still there. All right, so now same concept for these next two pieces. You're going to take this little curved edge that I've already clipped into, and you're just going to fold it down. Fold, fold, fold. Get in there. Okay. I know my big old fat fingers are probably in the way, but we're just folding. Okay, and then once you've done that, you're going to do your best to just kind of get that nice and straight. And then I can never remember which side is which, so I have to place them on both. It'll fit perfectly on one side and not so perfectly on the other. You could be smart and mark it before. You could, if you wanted to. Is that right? Oh, I wish I would have. Let me think about this. What if they both look good? Is that a problem? Well, shoot. That looks good. Wait. You would be grateful if I did a tutorial on the Gracie. Okay, I'll look at the Gracie. When I made Kassiah's Annabelle pattern for a live video, she goes, well, you did the corners wrong. I'm like, oops. Guys, I don't know. I think it looks so beautiful. We're just going to commit to it. I'm going to commit to it. Okay. So now you're going to do the same thing. You're going to sew your... Oh, you know what? I am going to put a little tape on it. I got so distracted with figuring out which side was which. Boop. Once again, if you make noises when you put things on, it helps. Oops. That didn't help the tape, though. I'm experiencing a very rare moment right now. There is nobody in the house except me. Do you know how often that happens? Almost never. Oh my gosh, you guys. This tape hates me. Why do you hate me? Thank you for loving me again. I'll just see something. Just a minute. Yeah, okay. It's not wrong. It's a design element. You're right. It's not wrong until when we attach the gusset and the colors don't match. It's, you know what? It's going to be perfect. So note to self, mark which is which. I'm just saying, just do it. All right, here we go. We are going to top stitch this bad boy on here the same way we did the top accent, with love and stitches. You can talk to it if you want. Say, oh, you're so beautiful. Are you on your right side or not? I don't know. We're going to find out, aren't we? Sure are. Okay. And you'll have these little dog ears that go over. You can clip those off if you want to. All right, now we're going to do our next side. There won't be as much thinking because there's only one side it can go on now. So there's this event here where I live every year called the Parade of Homes. And all these home builders, you have to, like, I don't know, put an application in to get a home that's brand new homes. And they're in this Parade of Homes. You buy a ticket, you can go through all these brand new builds. It's supposed to be this, like, you know, super inspiring design. It is crazy. It's like, they're incredible. I can't imagine living in anything like that, but they're incredible houses. Well, my friend's husband is an architect, and he's gotten in with his company here. And this is his second year with a home in the Parade of Homes. His home last year was just gorgeous. So we just walked through it with him the other day because they're getting ready for the Parade of Homes, which starts, I guess it starts this weekend. And this year, the company that he works for asked him to please design a home based after the Home Alone house. And so he studied that house. He studied the original house, plus, you know, the house they actually filmed in, which are not the same. Some scenes were in one, some scenes were in another. So he's designed it so that the outside looks exactly like the Home Alone house. And then the inside, the staircase, that big staircase when you come in is there, but then everything else is kind of its own thing. It's pretty cool. So it opens. We'll have to go see it with all the decorations in it. You watch a guy who shows them on his YouTube channel? Yeah, they're pretty crazy. They make a map of the city and you just go with your little pass that you buy and you can just go tour as many homes as you want. I usually don't make it through too many because I'm like, okay, I've seen it. But this year I definitely bought one so I could support my friend's house. You guys should look it up. Parade of Homes, Home Alone house. There's all sorts of stuff on YouTube about it. It's weird though, because I feel like the outside doesn't match the neighborhood at all. Whatever. Okay, so here are the two corners that are either correct or they're not. And we're going to do the same thing we did with the top accent. We're going to just cut this away. And the tape stuck on the outer part, so I'm just going to take that tape off. Isn't that pretty? So there's your front panel. All right, so once you have your front panel, it's time to attach. Make sure I'm saying this right. Okay, it's time to do two things. First thing we're going to do is we're going to prep our top strap. Okay, our top strap is the same as the bottom connector, our top connector. It's the same, and I did reduce this one because this is the one that's going to have to go through this buckle, and so it needed to be reduced. So here's hoping that it works. So on the back I have a mark and I have some tape, and what you have to do at this point is you just take this, you fold it up to your mark. You've already top stitched. Okay, all you're doing is folding and taping this down. Like that. Did I say that right? Oh, was I supposed to top stitch after? I was supposed to top stitch after. Well, that's hilarious. I'm so funny. Guess what, guys? A double stitch time. Hey. I thought I was being so amazing getting this done before the video. That's fine. We're going to stitch it now. I thought I'll save time. Nothing wrong with a little double top stitch. Ooh, I don't hate that. Mm-mm. 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 Do you know what that means though? It means it's the best day of my life and I have to put double stitching in the other one too, so it will match. Because this is gonna fold here and this one has double stitching in it. Oh, twist my arm. Let's do it. I'll have to stop and pull through at the top though, because I've already got that top accent on. We're just making it matchy-matchy. Do you have to do this? No, you don't. Okay, when I get up here, I'm just gonna go leave it long. I'll pull it through in a minute. Okay. Ooh, I am not sad about that change. Woo! Why do I love double stitches so much, you guys? What is wrong with me? I would double stitch this whole bag. The sad thing is no one would ever notice except for me. And I wouldn't care because it wouldn't be about other people noticing. It's about the way I feel when I see it. I'm a dork. Yeah, Josh Warner. His wife Ginger's been my bestie for about 20 years. We all lived in the same neighborhood in Vegas forever. And then we moved to southern Utah, and 6 months later, she called and said, "This is ridiculous. We're coming too." So he's starting to design homes here too. All right, bada bing, bada boom. Last thing you have to do on this front panel is install the magnet snap. All right, we're gonna do the female. And if you want to know why I'm putting the female on this part, ask Kassiah. She knows the phrase. Okay, I even prepped some little thingy things. A little extra Decaville. Okay, this is the mark that we put. That's what that mark was for. Was for the magnetic snap. Love you too. Okay. Yeah, in fact, my friend Ginger and Josh, the one who designed that home, so they have, count them, 8 children. 3 are at home. One's on a mission in Peru. And then 4 are out of the house, married, grandkids, all that. And so all their kids are flying in for this parade of homes to support him. And they've been renting a house for like 7 or 8 years while they figure out how to build their own. Well, they just built their own house and they were supposed to move in this Thursday. All their kids are arriving Sunday. And the house isn't ready to move into yet. It's terrible. I'm not laughing, Ginger. I'm not laughing. It's terrible. So they are going to have a crazy next few weeks with the parade of homes and moving into a home and having all the adult kids and grandkids home. In fact, if you watch me long enough, you'll know that there's one person who calls my phone who breaks through my notification thing that I always say, no notifications or put on whatever it is, silence so no one can get through. Ginger's calls are the only ones that break through. My phone knows that I have known her for way too long to tell her not to call me. Okay. Magnetic snap on. That front panel is looking beautiful. Am I gonna put a dam of glue on those stitches? You know what, Cindy? I was able to cut in between the stitches just now. I actually didn't have to. I didn't have to cut into them. Isn't that beautiful? Okay, guys, there's our front panel. Ready for action. Okay, now the next thing I'm going to do, I will come back to this later because we're going to have to put connectors on it, but I'll do that all at once when we do the back one, okay? So let's put that one away for just a second. Okay, and now my next thing we're going to do, let me kind of put everything where it needs to be, is our back panel. Now, I went ahead and I already did these parts on the back panel since I already showed you on the front. And the top accent, I already put it on. All right. So the back panel is made a little bit differently. You've got these two pieces that go this way and they're cut in between. And we're going to put a zipper pocket on the back panel. Aren't we excited? I just need a little swig of water real quick. Oh, thank you. I love picking out colors for fabrics. Although I guess I don't really pick out colors, really. Maybe that's the wrong thing. All right, so this very first thing you have to do is you have to make a zipper with tabs. So I went ahead and I put my zipper pull on. I attached one tab before, and I'll attach the other tab with you. So I'm just going to take this tab that's been cut out, and I'm going to go right side down. So right sides together, and I'm going to line up the end of my zipper. My pull is already on. And I'm going to sew across at a quarter inch. A half, nope, that's not it. Quarter inch seam allowance to attach that together. And then I'm going to fold it up. Sorry, there's a few things crowding my way. It drives me crazy. I'm going to clean up real quick. All right, I'm going to fold it out and top stitch. Okay. Boom. Boom. I'm just going to add a little more tape. You can add tape on your actual panel pieces or on the zipper. It doesn't actually matter. And you're going to grab the bottom portion of your back panel first. Now, I've already attached a name tag to it. In this particular pattern, she has a place for you to put it on the back. If you want to put it on the front, you totally could. But I went ahead and just did it the way the pattern says. But you do it however you want, okay? All right, so I'm taking my bottom portion, right side up, okay? I'm taking my zipper with my pull going to the left, and I'm gonna go flippity-doo-dah right sides together, all right? So we're gonna take off the tape of that portion of it. So I'm gonna line up right sides, and I am not going to baste it. I'm gonna count the tape as my basting, although you certainly could if you wanted. I'm just gonna center this the best. Yep, there we go. Just trying to get the edge really lined up. Like that, okay? So right sides together, and then you're gonna take your zipper pocket, and I have tape on two sides on the right side, okay? And I'm gonna take my zipper pocket, and I'm going to go right sides down. So it's taped onto the back side of the zipper, and the zipper is right side to right side with the bottom panel. And I am going to actually change my foot for this part, just to skinnier foot. You need to make this bag now? Do it. You have loved to watch the progression and learning. Aren't we all? We're all on this journey together, right? We have to learn all these little things. I still get really overwhelmed though. I always think, oh, there's no way I can do that. Like when I look at a bag all together, I think, no, I can't do that. But really, I'm finding they're all like put together one little step at a time. Now that I can do. Evidently, what I can't do is put on my skinny foot. Okay, there we go. So now we're going to go all the way across at a 1/4 inch. I'm just going to move my zipper out of the way. Come all the way across, and then we're going to flip it and top stitch it. Back stitch at the front and back of that, okay? Boom. Boom. All right, we're going to flip this so the pocket is underneath and coming out this way. And then I'm going to just kind of pull this, and we're going to top stitch underneath the zipper on the top of this panel here. And so all my extra stuff is down below, so I'm going to catch it in this top stitch here. And I'm just keeping the skinny foot on for this because it doesn't matter. It's nice because I'm just writing the edge against it as a guide. Okay. So that's what you have so far. All right. There's a top stitch there. I've got this pocket here. Now I'm going to put it upside down now. And I have already put tape on the bottom part of this. And I'm just going to pull this pocket up to match the top of the zipper now. And I'm just going to tape it up there at the top of the zipper. Okay. So the back looks like this. It's folded up and the front looks like this. Now I'm going to take the tape off of the top of the front side of my zipper now, because now we're going to put that top panel down. Now I've already done the accent piece on this one. So just refer to how we did the first panel. You do the same way. So it's up like this, and you're just going to fold it down. Okay. You know what I'm going to do? I want to make sure I'm centering this, and I realize I didn't mark it. So I'm just going to come and do a little mark right there. Do your needle plate have seam allowance marked? Yes. But I actually use a sticker instead of my needle plate because I feel like it's a little more accurate. I got the sticker from Danny at Measure and Cut. Okay, right sides to right sides. And we're going to do our 1/4 inch across again. And this stitch is putting the top panel on, but at the same time, it's sewing up the back of the pocket. It's magic. It's a 2-for-1. Okay. I'm going to just cut off some of the extra zipper tab here. And let's go this way. And now I'm going to top stitch on the top portion of the panel. Same that I did for the bottom. I'm just riding my foot against the edge. Sorry, black and black's probably hard to see. My bad. What a heart wanted. What a heart wanted. Okay. Now we're going to flip this over, and we just have to pull, we have to, sorry, not flip it over. We have to peel the side up a little bit, and we're going to close it up. Boop. Okay. So it's very serious. Orla, it's very serious. See? So serious. Okay. Now, once you've got that, sorry, excuse me, pardon me. You're going to get your main flap ready, okay? And so this is my main flap. I'm using the Mora Faux. And you put some markings on the back and put some tape down. Done. Before I do this step, I'm going to turn on my heat press because we have to put some Decaville light on our main panels. Now that our main panels are put together, that's when you do all the adhering. You can't do it before, you have to do it after you put it together. Okay. Step number 1, peel that tape off. Step number 2, fold it down. I know it's very complicated. And you have to make sure you're doing the right option. Remember, there's option A, B, and C, and the directions are all intermixed. And so I have to keep looking. Okay, option B, option B. So for all the options, you fold first. You can talk to it, you can sing to it, you can just fold it. That part is completely up to you. And we're just gonna go. All right. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. Now for option B, there are some other markings you have to make. Okay. You have to make markings for rivets. There's going to be 2 sets of rivets. And then you have to make marking for the male magnetic snap. All right. So just make sure you have all those markings. Now, I guess I could have done this before. I don't know why I didn't have me do this before. But now I'm supposed to go and attach the stabilizer. And I'm going to put the stabilizer right here because this part is going to fold up in just a minute. Okay. So I'm going to put the stabilizer here. Then we're going to put a magnetic snap in after the stabilizer's in. And then what we're going to do is we're going to attach the strap loops. And this is the part that I'm doing different from my practice. So I'm going to have to talk to myself a little bit to make this next part happen. Okay, so I'll go see if this is hot enough and I'll get this done. Feeling hot, hot, hot. Feeling hot, hot, hot. Dun, 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 dun. Decaville is attached. Next. Ooh, I did cut it already. Well, if that's not being prepared, I don't know what is. All right, so now we're gonna grab your male portion of your magnetic snap and your washer. Wow, I have to dump everything out. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Unbelievable. Oh, found it. Nothing to see here. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Okay. Here we go. We're going to put this little guy in. Come on, little guy. Go to your home. And I'm going to put a little extra Decaville right here. Or you could, they said you could Decaville the whole thing, but it makes it a little bit much. They as in the pattern writers. The royal they. Okay, I'm going to put a little tape over it. A little tapey tape. Boom. All right. Next, we're going to attach, we're going to poke some holes in our pre-drawn spots, and these are going to be for our strap loops. Now, because I did modify my strap to be a 3/4 inch strap, I missed a little bit. That's not really straight. Well, oops. It'll be fine. It's fine. Because I did change this, I went ahead and cut my strap loop slightly smaller. So I took a 1/4 inch off of the strap loop. And if the universe likes me, then what we do is we put this on here, okay, and we rivet it. Now, it's kind of hard to get it to stay. How am I going to do this, you guys? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Okay, I know what I'm going to do. It just came to me. I'm going to hold this here. And mark my hole through the back. I'm going to hold it here. Because I need to rivet only the bottom portion of it. Are you guys crossing your fingers for me right now? Okay. Now I'm going to grab the rivets. And even though I'm using nickel hardware, I think I'm going to use black rivets on this portion because I don't really want them to show. Like they're just kind of under there. And so I'm going to use these black ones. Is that a good idea? Is that a bad idea? I don't know. We're about to find out. Okay. Rivet number 1. I'm going to do the same for the next side. There's probably a much better way. If poor Shamballa is watching this, she's like, that is not what the directions say. That might be true. We'll see if I've got it. All right. I think what I probably was supposed to do is just put one in first, like this. I've got my wrong side facing up. You know what? I'm going to just get a lighter on these stitches a little bit. Stay. Stay. Okay. And then this one's coming over like this into his next home. In just a minute. I'm going to go set these two first, and then we'll set the other sides. Once again, I have modified this to be a smaller strap. And so these strap loops are a little bit smaller. That's why it's a little bit precarious, if you will. Okay. So I have those two set, and I have to bring this around, pop it into that next hole. Well, that was really easy. Don't mind if I do. Okay. I see how it is. Let me see where to mark that one. Do. We're going to pop one more hole in this side. Do. And let's see. All right, let me go set that. Okay. Oh, it worked. It worked. It worked. Look what we have, you guys. That's exciting. That's what the picture looks like. Dun, 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 dun. Once again, I cheated. I used black rivet because I didn't want them to really show. Okay. Although I don't know if that's technically cheating. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold this up to this line. And so let's do some tape. Or I guess I could just clip it. Yeah, I'll just clip it. I'm going to fold it to this line that I have already pre-drawn. There's two lines, so I'm folding it to the first line. And we're going to top stitch around it. It's going to be a lot of fun. We are making our flap that goes around the front of the bag. Okay. Let's do it. Let me put a few things away. You know how I am. I actually think we're going to put our regular foot back on. Okay. Here we go. And when you fold it like that, it pulls the magnetic strap that we just put to the bottom side. Okay. So now we have this flat piece that looks like this. You have 2 loops on the front, and you have a magnetic male connector in the back. Okay. Now you have to scroll down to find option B. Now option B says to fold down the excess panel and secure with double-sided tape. Now here's what I did not understand. So if I sew it at the line, if I fold it at the line, then basically sides are meeting sides like this. Or I can go all the way like this. And I'm not sure if I did it right or wrong last time. But I think because the line was there, I don't know, you guys. I really think it's at the line. We're going to go with it. Mm-hmm. 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 And it does matter for this one. It didn't matter for option A because I wasn't doing a magnetic snap. This one's going to matter. So we're going to know if I did it wrong when this snap fits or it doesn't. Shamballa's here. Okay. I'm wondering if you can help me with this part, Sammy. I'm on this part and I have this line here. Am I folding it at the line? So basically my 2 raw edges meet? Or am I folding it over? On my first one, I folded it at the line like this, which I think is why that line is there. And the picture looks like that too. So unless you yell at me and tell me to do something different, I'm doing it. It'll be fine. Right? Right. Okay. Now we're going to take our back panel. Okay, that's the one with our pocket on it. And I have a marking here for the top connector to go. All right. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go on this marking. All right. On this marking, and I'm going to sew a 1/4 inch down from this marking. And I'm just lining up my center. I'm going to check one more time. I just want to be really accurate with my center on this because, oh, Teddy, I'm sorry. My dog is protecting me from something incredible. Teddy, it's okay, buddy. Okay, here we go. Just a minute. This is yelling at me. I hear ya. I hear ya. Ouch. You know, before I get too far, I probably need to I need to put the Decaville on these. I was supposed to do that already. So let me do it really quick before I put too much on this. So I'm going to put Decaville on this guy and on this guy. Okay. And you just want to make sure you put it below your drop down line. Almost there. Sorry. I got a little carried away. Okay. Now that I got the Decaville on there, and I probably should have put the Decaville before the magnetic snap because sometimes it bothers it. So I just put it around it. I didn't put it on the snap. So I wouldn't bother the snap. All right, so here we go. Now we're gonna attach this flap that we just made, all right? Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this flap, the portion that I folded, I'm going to lay, make sure I do it, on this mark right here. Okay. Let me just make sure I'm in the, I'm sorry, this is a slightly different one than last time. Make a mark. Oh yeah, okay. So I need to make a mark on this little guy right here with a 1/4 inch down, and that's where I'm gonna line up my flat portion. Bada bing, bada boom. Okay, so that line is where I'm gonna line this one up. I'm gonna put a little tape on it so it will stay secure. Bzzoop. Okay, and my flap is going to be right side up, and I'm attaching it right there. And I'm doing it the center. Okay, center, 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 like that. And now I'm going to top stitch. I'm going to top stitch along this. Okay. And I'm going to do 2 top stitches. I'm going to do a 1/8, and then I'm going to go in and I'm going to do a 3/8 from my first top stitch. Okay. So top stitch number 1 goes all the way across the flap like this. All right. And then my next stitch is going to be 3/8 from my first top stitch. Here we go. I like it better this way. I'm just going to look really quick to see where my 3/8 is. Did I have that right? There it is. Okay. 3/8. Excellent. Now we're going to add a couple rivets just to make it really secure. Okay. So I'm going to do it with this guy here, a little Japanese hole punch. I think it'll be easier. Okay. Once again, when you're making this, continue to look to make sure that you are looking at option B. So I keep looking at my computer and keep pushing it up and down because I want to make sure I'm on option B and not on option A, which is what I did before. For my practice, I did A. Okay. So I'm going to go back to my actual hardware color that I want. Looks like one of my rivets didn't set very well. Interessant. I can fix that after. It's okay. Grab 2 rivets, 2 caps. You're not always late. I'm always slow, so you never miss anything. Okay, so I'm going to put a rivet. Put a hole right there. And I'm in between my stitching I just did. In that fancy. Did I get it through? Almost. I don't think I talked nice enough to it. Hey, you cute little puncher. I know you can do it. Yep, that's what it needed. Needed a little positive talk. Okay. I'm going to go set these rivets. And we'll move on. You guys are going to love the way this looks. You're just going to love it. All right, so now we have our back panel. We've got this kind of randomly down. We have this up. Are you ready for what happens next? Can you even handle it? Okay. I have to make sure I'm doing the right one. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we're going to stitch across. We're going to bring this up and stitch across it. Okay. Let me make sure I'm on the right one. B, B. Okay. So I'm going to insert this through the loops. Okay. And we're going to add one more rivet. That's going to be interesting. I'm going to add one more rivet. Okay. If you can't, it says if it can't go through all of it, you can just put the rivet through the strap, but I think I will. I'm not going to put it through my actual panel because that's a lot. Huh, 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 huh. Let's see how we did. Did we get it? Yeah, we did. Hi, Rebecca. I will say hi to Kassiah. We were supposed to have our weekly business meeting this morning, but her cute son from Brazil was calling, and that was more important. Always, always, always. Okay, I'm going to set this rivet, and now we've got this ready to go. Okay, this is set. And look at this. Like if we were to put this one here, here's our front panel, right? This, can you see the vision? And then this is gonna be here. Isn't that so cool? Isn't that so cool? Okay. All right, my friends, moving on. Now we're going to be putting the gusset together. The gusset comes in a few different pieces, all right? And then I'm gonna go back and we are gonna do piping in just a second, all right? But I need to get this gusset together so I can get this heat press turned off. Okay, I have already put 3 purse feet on here. I saved one for the video, just per chance if no one has ever put a purse feet on. I'll have a business meeting with you. We need to have a business meeting, don't we, Orla? It's very serious. I don't know if you guys understand how serious our business is. All right, so I like to use a little bit of foam when I do this. And so I stick the screw and the foam on the back. And then on the top part, I'm gonna grab, what did I do? What did I do with my glue? Huh. Oh, there it is. I'm gonna put a little dab of glue. So serious. Thanks, Sammy. I'm excited for the color combo on this one too. It makes me smile. Okay, so I put a little glue in the foot itself and I'm gonna screw that on. Correction, I'm gonna try to screw that on. There we go, okay. And then I'm gonna tighten it. Okay, so now I have my four feet on. And we're just gonna put a little tape over all of them. Susan, do you remember where you got that cute little screwdriver? That is such a great question. I am gonna fail you right now because I have absolutely no idea. Either I got it at the hardware store or someone sent it to me as a gift when I was first sewing and they saw me struggling. Both are equally likely. I'm sorry. Oh, they have them at Sew Yours? Awesome. Boop. Now, do you have to put duct tape? No. But my sister told me to one time, and so I do. That's it. She said, Susan, do it. I said, all right, fine. All right. Okay, purse feet on the bottom gusset. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna attach, we have a middle gusset and a top gusset. It's like this accent piece, all right? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put this top accent piece face down on the middle gusset, and we're gonna sew right across it. And same for this one. All right, we're gonna push it up, and we're going to top stitch on the top portion. All right. Okay, now on your pattern piece, she shows you where to connect your hidden connector placement. Okay. I am not doing hidden connectors on this one. Instead, I am doing these D-ring prong connectors. And so I don't think I have to place them in the exact same place. However, I think it's a good gauge that you would want to go much higher or lower than it, right? So I'm just going to use it kind of as a guideline. So it has it about right here. Okay. I'm going to put mine up and down this time instead of side to side like I did on my tester. And so I'll just measure where my first one is. I think I'm going to go 3/4 up. No, I'm going to go a 1/2 inch. I keep lying to you. I'm going to go a 1/4 inch down. I'm going to bring it down and I'm going to show you why in just a second. I'm avoiding this top part. This top part's going to have to be folded down and we have to top stitch later. And I want to be all the way out of that. So I'm just going to go a 1/4 inch from the bottom of my accent. I hear you. I hear you. We have to adhere. In fact, I'll do that real quick. We have to adhere Decaville light. I'm glad it just did that to me. We're going to adhere Decaville real quick and then we're going to put the fronts in. Okay. There we go. So you put the Decaville light on that after you've pieced it together. Okay. Let's do this. I'm going to make some markings. Boom, boom. I'm going to find my center. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. And boom, boom. Excellent. Okay, I'm going to line up the bottom of that. Centered and a 1/4 inch. Centered and a 1/4 inch. Okay, cool. Now we're just going to cut quick slits in that. Okay. And open these little prongs up. Stick that through. Okay, same thing for this one. We're going to stick this through. I haven't looked up in a while. Oh, good question. On my laptop setup, can I see the comments as well as pattern? Yeah, I made the video part super small so that I can see comments and the pattern side by side. Although, as you guys know, I'm not great at always looking up. Reading a pattern, sewing, and looking up and answering questions is an acquired skill, and I'm still working on it. Oops, I think I did that one wrong. I put the Takeover after the washer. Whatever. I can fix it real quick. That's funny. Oh, hi, Tammy. Let's pull this out. We're going to put the extra Takeover in the washer. Fold that baby down. And I'm going to smack it. Smack, 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 smack. Okay, now I'll put a little bit of duct tape. And we're going to sew this gusset together. All right. Boom. And bang. Boom and bang. Now on the back of this accent piece, I do have lines drawn. That's for the drop in later. So make sure that that's done, okay? Okie dokie. We don't need that, and we don't need that, and we don't need that, and we don't need that. And we don't need that, and we don't need that, but we do need that. All right, right side to right side. You're gonna sew this bad boy together. We don't need that, but we do need that. Right, full seam allowance, right sides together, with or without a song. Okay, other side, same thing. Yeah, it is hard to make it work. I've actually kind of when I need to. This pattern is a lot of, and I have a certain daughter who shall not be named, who tends to use all of our printer paper for drawing and making dragons. And so I went to go print this out, and well, let's just say it wasn't an option, really. There wasn't enough paper. Okay, so now I'm going to top stitch where? Towards the gusset bottom. Okay, we're going to top stitch in the gusset bottom portion, okay? So fold it towards the bottom, not the middle. If you want to be extra, this would be a great place for double stitching. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. It would look really good. Nope. Nope. All right. One gusset ready to go. I have centers clipped here. So when we put it together, we have purse feet, which are optional. We have connectors. You can do hidden connectors like she has in the pattern, or you can do any kind of prong connector. And I have my drop down marked, okay? Now we're gonna put that aside for a second. And now, dun, 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 quick piping lesson. So I've already pre-made my piping because videos are already long as they are. So this is my piping. I made it out of the faux real wabi sabi. So let's just do a little practice one so I can show you my method. I just lost my piece of piping. Oh heavens, there it is. Almost invisible. So I have a 1 1/4 inch wide piece of the faux reel. I have drawn a line down the middle of it and I put tape down the middle of it. Okay. Now this is the pipe. There we go. Okay. So this is the piping. It's on Siah's list. Okay. And is it pausing or is it just me? Am I here? Am I here? Can you guys hear me? It's pausing on my screen. I don't know if it's pausing on your screen, but I'm laying down the piping right on the middle line right there. Hopefully you can see that. All right. And then I'm just going to fold it together and I'm going to baste it. Just fold it and baste it. Okay, you can hear me? Yeah, I don't know why I did that. Maybe I was getting a call or something, even though I put it on Do Not Disturb. Maybe Ginger was calling me. Okay, so just showing you. So that's what it looks like. That's what it looks like. So it's just a little piece of piping in the middle. Okay. So I have marked my centers. Okay. And I also have markings. I need to put markings on the other one, but I have markings on the side here. This is where the piping is going to go off. And so the way that I do it is I'm going to go raw edge to raw edge, and I'm going to get my stronger clips for this part. Sorry, maybe it froze while I was showing how to do piping. My bad. Okay. So I'm going to go center. Okay, and I'm going to just clip along here first. So I'm going along the straight part. Okay. Maybe one more clip here. One more clip here. All right, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut into this along what would be the part that's going to curve, okay? I'm going to make some cuts. Get the right scissors that won't be angry with me on this part. See if it's these ones. Yeah, these ones are good. And as long as you're not cutting past your stitching, you're fine. Okay, let me do this side while I'm at it. Okay. Now what I want to do when I put this piping on is I want to kind of stretch it. So I'm really pulling it around the corner to make it a really tight fit. So I'm stretching that out. if my fingers will work. Pull and stretch so that it's a tight fit. You just don't want any extra material on that curve, because then your piping will be funky. Oh, you saw the whole piping part? Okay. Good. I don't know how you and Siah would be interested, but maybe I'll do a video on how you set up for sewing tutorial. Sure. Yeah, we do it a couple different ways. Usually when we're together, we use StreamYard, and when we're apart, we use Mevo cameras. Today I didn't set up my Mevo camera because my phone is telling me that it can't access YouTube. It's being dumb. But yeah, we can show you both ways. And as you know, it's not perfect. Sometimes they just drop. Okay, now I'm putting some more clips at the top right here. Okay, and you're gonna see that I have a mark. I don't know if you can see that mark right there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna pull this off at the mark, and I'm gonna do it with my hands while I sew it. Okay, so I'm gonna clip the other side on, but that part I'm just gonna do with my hands. I find it's a little bit better than trying to clip it. It just doesn't stay. Yeah, doing video tutorials has been such a learning curve with what to use and how to make it not to just be, I mean, you guys know, you've seen us struggle from time to time with technical stuff. It's hard. And it depends on your internet strength and blah, 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 blah. Okay, I'm just pulling this as tight as I can around those curves. Stretch it. And I'm going to clip it almost to the other mark, put some snips in it, and then we're going to sew it on. And I'm going to sew it on slightly under the full seam allowance. That way when I put the gusset on at the full seam allowance, it will cover my stitching. Okay, put some clips up here. Hey, here we go. Now I'm going to, with my fingers, pull the piping down to that mark so it kind of just goes off at that mark. Once I get a good angle to start, there it is. Now I'm just going to go once again, slightly shy of my full seam allowance. And when I get to the corners, I'm just going to make sure I'm really pushing it out. Because I don't want any extra material in that corner. See a little wrinkle in here? I got a little extra material in that. But I think we're going to call it art, baby. If I wasn't on a video, I might redo that. But it actually might be okay. because I think the full seam allowance might actually cover it. Okay, I'm coming up to my next marking. So when I get close with my hand, I'm just gonna kind of see where I'm at, and I'm gonna come right off of it. Okay. Piping number 1 attached. Okay, and you can see I came off on that edge and that edge. You can go ahead and cut your extra little tail off. You don't need that. And you'll notice that I do actually already have drop-in lines on here too, okay? So there's piping number 1. Let's do the other side real quick and we'll put it together. We're about to see this exterior. So same thing, I'm just gonna start with my centers. What did you just say? Okay. I'm starting with the centers. I'm clipping over to where it's gonna curve. I'll put some snips in the fabric. Bada bing, bada boom. Oh yeah, that's funny. It might. Okay, so same thing. I'm going to just put some relief snips in the raw edge of the piping portion that's going to be around this curve, just so I can stretch it. And you're just trying to cut not through your stitching, but this part, if you do cut through your stitching, it's not the end of the world, because this stitching is just a basting, and your next one will cover it. But it's just a good gauge. I need a song for snipping into it. Cut some slits. Cut some slits. Got to be able to stretch it now. Cut some slits. Love the way it looks. Thank you, Kathy. I'm excited about it. I think that this particular combination of the Love Lola fabric versus the faux real looks amazing together. It's a match made in heaven, really. Sewing heaven, as it were. Wonder, I haven't asked you if if you can even see what I'm doing. A little bit better. Okay, come around to this side. All right, I'm just taking my time on my corners and I'm just trying to pull it and stretch it, the piping portion. Okay, and then I'm going to put some snips up near where it's going to kind of go off the fabric. And then we're ready for our second side. Okay, put some slits right here. And right here. Okay. So I'm going to come up to my first side, and I'm going to take my right hand, I'm going to pull it, and I'm going to try to keep it, you know, with the side of the fabric, except for right where I'm pulling it down, because that's where it needs to come off. All right. Okay. Now I got it tacked on there. Now I'm going to come back and do the seam allowance. I wanted to tack it on there. All right. So now here we go. Do you need more than 1 yard of both fabrics to make the pattern? That is a really good question. I'm not sure how to answer that because I was using rolls, right? So this particular material, I seriously just used this much twice. It's just this twice. What took a lot, because I did piping and handles, that probably took a little bit more of the faux real wabi sabi. I would say I used the most of that one. And you certainly need length on that one. The piping is 33 inches. And so that's going to be your, you know, longest portion that you have to use. Yeah, I used a roll. I used up quite a bit of a roll, but I started with a partial roll. So it wasn't a crazy amount. Like I said, I was really overwhelmed when I first saw how many pieces there were. But then when I just got into it, I realized, oh, it's not that bad. Okay, I'm getting to my second end. And so as I get closer, I'm going to use my hands to pull it off. You could use clips or whatever if you wanted to, but I just find that they always slip. Slip, slip, glip, glip. Okay. So that's my second piping side. I'm just going to trim the extra piping that I pulled off right there. Boop. Boop. You really want a projector so you're not cutting so many pages. Yeah, I mean, I hear once you've got the projector thing worked out, it's amazing. I've never tried it. But I hear that once you're past the learning curve, it's pretty incredible. All right. Whew, that's pretty. Okay. So we are going to take this gusset has marks on it, and I admittedly, the thing that I regret about my practice one is that I didn't realize this. It said to match up certain things, and I thought I did. And sometimes they're matched up and sometimes they're not. Okay. So you see that this corner right here continues over to this. That was nice. Continues to that. Not perfect, but not terrible, right? And this one is a little bit low. So you're trying to match up that. My gusset on my last one, it ended up being taller. I don't know what I did wrong. So I just made some adjustments here and there. So we're going to figure this out. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to match the centers. Like when the gusset's too small, I totally get it. You can just clip into it, right? But I made it too big somehow. So it must have been my seam allowance for attaching the pieces. Ooh, I should have just done them smaller. Well, that was silly of me. Just a silly goose, aren't I? All right, we're going to attach this right side to right side. Start with your centers matched. Really, oh, when I make a mistake, I don't hide it. No, I don't. You know, I feel like mistakes aren't bad. They're just, I don't know, part of it. Okay, so let's see if I can figure this one out. So this mark should be with, see, I think my gusset's too big again. The mark's kind of off again. So I'll show you what I did last time. And what I did last time is I marked up these side ones. All right, lined up these sides. I can see where this seam is, and I can see the seam of this. And I'm trying to match them together. So the green goes all the way across, and then I'll kind of work in the other part. I really think maybe my 1/4 inch seam allowance is slightly too small. I wish I would have remembered that, but I forgot. Well, it's going to be okay. I mean, it fits beautifully. I just don't know if both sides will match perfectly. We'll find out. Okay, and then we're going to come all the way up. And I'm going to try to match this next one too, which gives me a little extra down here. Here's the hoping, right? Okay, so this time my gusset did match on the top, at least initially. We'll see. Hello from the Netherlands. Hello. They are design opportunities, aren't they? Oh, do you know what I didn't do yet? I didn't put the prong connectors in. I wonder if I was supposed to do that. Let me just see if I missed something. Yeah, we don't have to undo this. We're just gonna do it really quick. So we're gonna use prong strap connectors for this. That's these guys. Let's do that really quick before we put this gusset together. I don't think I need to undo anything. But I'm realizing this will be much easier now than after. All right, so I have 4 prongs, 4 prong connectors, and I have 4 Decaville light all cut and ready to go. And I don't have 4 washers. Is that a problem? I will steal from my future self. My future self will not thank me for this. But my current self says, thank you. Okay, so I have markings that are on here already on one side. We're gonna do the markings on the other, okay? And I always have to remind myself. I can't remember which holes. I think that's the furthest two. Is that correct? Are these two different washers? Well, that was embarrassing. Those are two different washers. My future self says that is the wrong washer. All right. So it looks like it's the outside too. And so what I want to do on this template, I'm going to show you this. She has like where the connector goes. And so I marked right here, right there. And so that's kind of how I'm going to do it height wise. I'm going to do it like that. Okay. And so that means if I want that marking to be, yeah, it's perfect. I'm going to have the washer line up with the top of my mark. It's going to be fabulous. It's just going to be fabulous. Yeah, I just took it from my other prong strap connectors, right? Okay, I'm going to do the same thing here. Ooh, I'm glad I thought of that before I put the gusset on. Not that you can't do it, it's just a little more cumbersome. Okay, let's do this one first. All right. Okay, there's one. Front side, at least. Sister stash. Oh, yeah. Next time I go to her house, I'll say, I need your washer stash. Okay. It's probably honestly on the floor, and I'll find it when I clean up. Or I threw it away accidentally when I was moving things around. All right, so I'm going to put my extra Decaville down. And a washer. Wow, do I have different sizes of washers going on here? I do. Huh. Just a minute. I'm just dumping things everywhere. That's different. What did I do? That's the same. Who knows? It's a mystery. It's a bag making mystery. Okay, there we go. How do you name that things? The thing that I'm putting on right now, I think it's called a prong strap connector, maybe? Because it's going to connect the handles. Is that what you're asking me? I have no idea. I call it the prongy thing. The prongy thingy. Oh, that's funny. I didn't plan that, but that's great. Just a minute. A word from our sponsors. Okay. Little tape just to protect the other material from the metal that's right here. and then you just slap it and you say, get up on in there. And now you have 2 prong strap connectors. Dun, 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 dun. And while I'm thinking about it, we're just going to do the other side. Now, the other side, I had not marked yet because I hadn't put it together. And so there's this handy dandy template that you just put on the top. You just line it up with the top like this. And I had poked a little hole in the paper so my marking would go through it. I'm sure there's a much more sophisticated way, but that's my way. All right, same thing. I'm just going to center it, mark it, center this one, mark it, center it, mark it, slice it. It's like that toy. Bop it, twist it, slice it. All right. Bada bing, bada boom. Next side. Oh, thanks, Annette. That one goes in. Anyone who's in our Patreon, we have our monthly, for the top tier, our monthly chat tonight. It's our Zoom. And we are having Lindsay from Lynn's Handmade on tonight. Super excited. She's the one who just came out with that duffel. The Stefan sports duffel. Stefan is her brother-in-law. So we're super excited to have her. She's not she's not one that we've had on before. Sorry. Wow. I can't think and talk and do prong strap connectors at the same time. Okay. All right, my friends. Let's put a little duct tape on those bad boys and get back to attaching the gusset. Okay. There goes the duct tape. Boof. Boof. All right, let me have a little swig of water here. Yeah, and I will record the Zoom tonight for those who can't catch it live. If I can remember. Susan, remember, please. Sometimes I forget to push record, but it's going to be a fun one. I'd like to know her pattern writing processes. Her patterns are great. Very thorough. All right, so I am matching my, ooh, that side has some extra. Not sure if that's going to work, but one side might be a little funky chicken. We'll do our best. Hi, Teddy. What you doing, buddy? Okay. All right, we're going to attach this. May the force be with us. Now I am going to go slightly bigger to make sure that it covers all the piping stitching. And I'll do the same on both sides. I'm going to back up a little bit because I went slightly too, I went under the seam allowance instead of over. So I'm just going to go that part over. You know, I think on the next side, I'll change my foot. I think that's what I meant to do, is change the foot, right? To that skinnier foot. And that will help right up against the piping. I think that's what's happening. In fact, it might be worth it right now to change. It's slipping like crazy. Because it's pushing, the piping's pushing it over. So I'm just going to change my foot and then continue. I meant to do that. Has the weather calmed down in the rest of the country yet? I know some of you all were in this crazy freeze out. And I might take just a little bit of the stitching out because it pushed it over and I don't want it to be really off. And then I'll come right back in. The weather here has been so nice. And I should enjoy it, but it makes me think, oh man, if it's this nice already, summer's going to be a killer. But I should just say, wow, this is really nice. I'm almost there to where it started pushing it. I think the between the piping and the purse feet, the material was like, nope, we're gonna push you over. We don't like you being this close. That was rude. You're at -7? Oh my gosh. 17 degrees, 16, -7. Donna, 22 in Rhode Island. Donna took me to get delicious seafood in Rhode Island. Didn't you, Donna? Kassiah's not a seafood person, but I really am. And when we went to New England, I had to. And Donna took us to this place that's right on the beach. I don't know what it's called. She probably could tell you. But it was delicious. But I'll tell you what, it wasn't 22 degrees. 21 degrees in Pennsylvania. Oh my heavens. Okay, well, sounds great. Hope you guys like that where you live. It's terrible. Aren't you freezing? Ooh, I'd be freezing. I did live in Colorado in high school and college, and I did get used to it. You know, you get used to wherever you're at, and it just becomes not a big deal. But I am used to where I'm at. So the heat doesn't bother me. But the cold, oof, it's terrible. Come on. trying to push it over. Get in here. The Andreas. Oh, it's so good. You moved up to 18 degrees? Oh, a heat wave in Pennsylvania, 45. You guys are funny. That is not a heat wave, but if it is a heat wave, then that is really very sad. But that just means you guys have absolutely beautiful summers. So it's a trade-off, right? When we're dying at 115 degrees, you guys are living the good life. So I get it. Pros and cons, baby. All right, so I'm gonna peek in and see if I was able to cover that stitching in the piping, or if I need to go back and do any areas before I add the next sides. You had a heat wave in Illinois. It's 39. Wow, you guys. Okay. You know, I think it's okay. Looks okay. All right, cool. Let's add the other side. Hi, my Linda. Thank you. It was a really cool bag. Okay. I'm just doing the bottom parts first, and then we're going to start matching up all these accent pieces. All these seams. Will they be perfect? No. Will they be beautiful? Absolutely. Absolutely. Honestly, it fits really nicely. You don't even have to snip into it at all. Look at all you Pennsylvania people. Pennsylvania unite. Trying to make that match. Get in there. Okay, that worked. Look at all these Pennsylvania people making friends. I bet everyone wishes they lived in Pennsylvania right now. Well, clips flight. All right. Work that a little bit. Get that in there. All right, now we're gonna sew our second side. Second side. We're gonna sew our second side. I'm just kind of trying to hold the corner so materials don't shift. This foot definitely works way better. It's not pushing that top layer over like the other one was. It's not as bad. Maybe a little bit. Oops. Something funky happened there. I didn't want to turn. Let me try that again. Oh my gosh, I just knocked all my clips. Everyone who doesn't live in Pennsylvania is very sad right now because they want to be in on your new friend group. But I bet if you guys travel to Pennsylvania, they would accept you in their special group. Wouldn't you, ladies? Yes, you would. Okay. The moment of truth. The moment of truth. I am going to just do a little bit of pinking shears in the corners. Just on the curves down here. Just a little bit. Every bit helps, I think. Seam allowance isn't that big anyways. So you want to be careful not to cut, obviously, into your stitching. How sad would that be? So sad. It would be so sad. We're about to see this exterior. Yes, 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 yes. Okay. Come on, you. All right. Boop. 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 Okay. Shall we turn? Shall we burn? Amal, is there any surprises I should know about? Did I sew anything shut that should be open? These are the questions one must ask oneself. The truth is, you never know till you know. Let me grab something like that. Oh, it's so pretty. Oh, gosh. Oh, it's so pretty. Okay, let me just do a few things here. I'm in love. I'm in love. And I don't care who knows about it. Look at this, you guys. Oh, it's so pretty. Okay, there's a front with it. The buckle's not on it yet. There's the back. Zipper pocket. This thing just goes. And my modification did work. Okay, thank you. That, I love it. I just want to stare at it. Okay, so obviously that is just the outside. Yeah, let me tell you where I got everything. This part here is Love Lola. I don't know if she still has it. I got it like a year ago. Sorry. Maybe she does though. She has in different colors. This lighter green is Wabi Sabi from Tulip Bee. The slightly darker green is Amora faux leather from My Handmade Space. And this strap right here is Obsidian from Tulip Bee. It's a faux real. Unless Obsidian's the other, whatever. It's the black faux real, okay? Now, I think for the sake of time, so we're at like 2.5 hours. We still have the lining. We have 3 pockets in the lining to put together and then a drop down. I think I'll do a part 2 video so it will be fresh and not rushed. So I'll come back on the same time tomorrow, 10 a.m. Mountain Time, and we will do the lining. Sorry, I'm just looking. Why are these colors making me feel so much joy right now? I don't know. So I think that we will come back to do the inside. So let me show you the inside really quick. I'm going to be using Wonderground check as an ode to Kassiah. This is a Kassiah. This one's for you. I'm also using Tulip Bee Smoothie Smooth. This is called Moss. So those are the 2 things I'm using on the inside for that. I did make a little tassel clip, you know, in case we just want to make it tassel-y. So tomorrow we'll do 3 different types of pockets on the inside. A semi-welt, it's kind of a pseudo welt, a zip pocket, a slip pocket, and then that's a box corner assembly, and then you put strips on the top. We're doing a recessed zipper, and then we will fold it down and top stitch it tomorrow. Okay, so this is step number 1. There's the back, there's the front. And then tomorrow at 10 a.m. we'll do the next part. So it's not rushed and crazy. Does that sound okay? Very classy. So classy. Okay. Yeah, I think that'll be better because then I won't be like 4 hours into this wishing I had stopped. I'll stop now because I still feel great and I'm happy. And are you happy? Thanks for joining me, guys. I will see you back again tomorrow at 10 a.m. Woo! See you tomorrow. Bye.